Some of us have to run before we can walk. And some of us have to survive before we can crawl. Today on.
I don't
Good
get
one.
it.
It's okay.
Yeah, I liked it.
I don't get it.
I don't expect much. Are we? There it is. Hello, welcome everybody. Jake likes to blindside me, and we are rusty. It's been like 800 years since we've done an episode, and we've all been very, very busy with life and the like. And I want to give a special shout out to Jake for making the attempt to do something solo, because that man is a trooper. He carries this entire press B to cancel on his back. But I had guests visiting. I had wonderful people of the podcast hanging out with me. So thank you so much for coming out, celebrating my birthday last weekend, guys. You guys are beautiful. Wolf's got some new digs, and as you can see, looks pretty fucking sweet. Okay, I was hoping someone would chime in. That's fine.
Well,
I'll keep carrying this one.
Except for these cardboard boxes here. Ignore those this week.
It's also that large is part of the aesthetic.
Also, sorry, YouTube.
Yes, we're mildly sorry, YouTube. So we're back. Press B is back. We didn't go anywhere. We just took a little break, which happens, and it's fine. But you know what else is back? All of us. Sinstar, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty well. It was nice to hang out with you. It sucks being back at work, but you got to pay the bills.
Fucking preach, dude. I can't complain enough about work. Trust me. I leave it out of the polos so you guys don't have to hear me bitch about it all the time, because it would be a very lengthy polo. Speaking of hating being back at work, Jake, how are you, bud?
Yeah, I mean, complaining about work is practically my second hobby these days, but it's good to be back. Excited to talk about the game today. I've kind of fell into an indie game hole the last couple of weeks, so can't wait to talk about it.
Nice. And I want to say this man has cold feet because he showed up tonight, but the AC vent is right underneath his desk. Wolf, how are you?
I am great. Happily in a new place, much less vrooms. I can leave the windows open and just stare at trees. We had no trees where we were before. How are you going to be in Western Washington, look out the window and see like 4 trees?
To be fair, you were practically east, so it's fine. You might as well have been. Like, you were as east to the mountain as you could possibly have been, so it's fine. We're happy to see the new location.
Northeast.
No, you did. Love the new digs. Wolf has been sending pictures of his new pad. It's beautiful. It's amazing, and it's in my old stomping grounds. Actually, you're right next to where I used to live for a while there. So.
Yeah, we got cherry blossom trees outside. It's gorgeous. Oh, nice.
It's gorgeous out there. Good call. Good call. Speaking of what else is a good call? I got to tell you guys, this was not a sleeper to any of us, because we were all very much, once they announced this game coming out, all of us were pretty jacked. Everybody in this planet that has ever been to a Press B show or talked to us individually, they all know how obsessed we are with Vampire Survivors. We absolutely love the game. The clanking of gems is akin to winning in the casino, which we have covered on numerous occasions as to where that feeling comes from. But guess what, guys? We got a first-person view of this game. What do you guys takes on this thing? Vampire crawlers. How do you guys feel? Let's do a question. How do you guys feel?
I love a deck builder. I mean, Slay the Spire is one of my absolute favorite games. It's kind of one of my go-tos when I'm like, I just want to play something and have a few minutes, and maybe Crawlers is gonna come into that role. I haven't gotten far. I made it to the first bridge, but so far
it's not easy.
Deck builder. Oh,
it's not an easy game. Jake, what do you got, bud?
Yeah, like when I think of like Vampire Survivors, we all played the hell out of that game. It was definitely an addiction for months. And Poncle still do. Yeah, Poncle was originally a single developer.
Game is still game of the year, except Elden Ring won it that year, but it's still game of the year.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, they had content to Vampire Survivors like No Man's Sky does. Like, it was constantly adding new free updates, a couple paid DLCs, and I think I bought pretty much everything over the last couple of years. But when Vampire Survivors was our game of the year, I think, or for a few of us, but also it was the BAFTA game of the year the one year, which is to think a $3 mobile game was a BAFTA a winning game is nuts. So I know I was pretty excited to see what they would do next. Similar to the guy who did Blatro. Like, I'd love to see what I'm curious to see what Blatro does next. But Poncle was first.
Blatro crawlers?
Blatro
Sign me
crawlers,
up.
Maybe. But I had heard that so Poncle has grown to like 25 people now, so it's a bigger studio, still indie though. And they partnered with Nosebleed Interactive, who are the guys who did Arcade Paradise, which is also another game I freaking love. It's that laundromat arcade simulator. So
yeah.
So when I realized that, and I was starting to play Vampire Crawlers, I think I lost my entire weekend to this game. I finished it, or at least I unlocked everything, and it was like 23 hours, I think, when it was all said and done. And can't wait to talk about it. Really surprising how good this game was. Well, I should be surprised because Vampire Survivors was excellent too.
I'm only 7.1 hours in, but I'll tell you what, this thing's already got 1 million crawlers
more than that in the demo.
One. Right?
Yeah.
Well, see, I didn't play the demo because, so we fire up Vampire Survivors, and I remember my first impression of Vampire Survivors was like, "What in the shit is this?"
Right?
So,
right.
Yeah,
why do I not have a button to attack? Why is it just doing randomness?
I don't know what's happening. I don't know why I'm entertained by it, but I was apparently, to the point that I just played the shit out of it and incessantly and couldn't stop playing it. And I fucking adored it. And then, we just kept pouring on, and like Jake said, they just kept adding more shit and adding more stuff. And when they finally, like, it felt like the swan song, not the swan song, because that's the end of it, but I felt like like the culmination of everything was when they added all the Castlevania stuff to it, right? You were actually doing Empire stuff, and that was like super dope and a lot of fun. So, but it felt like that was it, right? We were going to kind of bottom out. We were going to tap out. There might be some special guests coming in or whatever. And then we hear this announcement of Vampire Crawlers, and I'm not a deck building guy. That's not my typical game that I play. Blatro might be one of the few examples that I got into, but holy cow, man, I have not been able to put it down since I just fired it up, because that was my problem. I'm playing Crimson Desert still, which is still my current obsession. I'm trying to stream Signalis. I don't need something else that I know is literally going to rob me of my time. And while Vampire Survivors can be like 30-minute chunks if you do it well enough, this game takes a lot longer than 30 minutes to play. Wolf, what is your experience with this? I'm going on a tirade. I didn't even ask you, how do you feel?
I am really enjoying this. Like I said, I just had to install the demo to see how much time I had in that, because it doesn't tack that onto your main gameplay. I had 7.3 hours in the demo.
Jesus.
And I have 11 in the main game. So like the first time I fired the game up, I got like 60 some odd achievements. And then
just for like, you turn your Steam Deck off and you turn it back on the next morning, they're still going off.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
There's a time.
I probably would have played a lot more this last week, but since we've been unpacking, getting things in order and all that, I just haven't had as much time as I'd like. But I'm absolutely digging on it. I'm stuck on the second bridge, the Weenie Bridge.
Well, what's the first one? The Teeny
Bridge. So that's Teeny Weenie.
Yeah.
By itself, out of context, it's kind of silly. But yeah, I absolutely love the game. When I figured out that I could endlessly play a turn, essentially, well, near endlessly, because at a point you can shatter your own cards from overuse in a single turn.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Which summons a mini death to your battle. So then you got to kill that as well.
Jesus.
Maybe explain how the cards work real quick, because it is a deck builder, but maybe some people aren't familiar with what a deck builder game is.
Right.
Yeah. So okay. I was gonna say there's multiple types of cards. You're telling me shit
that I've never even heard of. You go for it, baby. It's all you, bud.
So there are purple cards, which are essentially generate mana, so you can spend that mana on different types of cards. Cards range wildly in mana cost from let's assume you have no bonuses to your cards. I've seen them range from 0 to 5. You can make them have a higher mana cost. I've never taken that one personally, to keep combos going and that sort of thing. But I prefer chaining a certain type of card that lets you restart the combo at the bottom and continue up. And you can actually reduce mana cost by up to 2. So I've had cards that cost -2. You play the card, you get 2 mana, which is great. I love that mechanic.
That's cool.
So as you play the cards, if you play them in order of cost, 0, 1, 2, 3, it builds a combo, and subsequent cards in the combo get a multiplier.
This is if you have the pancake add-on, right?
Right. Because that you unlock pretty early, right?
Yeah, you unlock pancake early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's the pancake one that does. You start with like your lowest, go next, and you build I assume you get other modifiers instead of pancake.
Yes. I mean, you find more stuff while you're going into different levels of each thing.
You can get gems that you stick into cards that allow you to send the combo back down before going back up. So there's that sort of thing. So the different types of cards, I didn't get into that after the mana. So purple is mana cards. Blue is defensive. I think I've only seen armors in that color. Red is attack, which there's all sorts of attack cards, just like there were all sorts of weapons in Vampire Survivors. And yellow is items. And those are all over the board, from like stuff that you could pick up in Vampire Survivors to the passive relics in Vampire Survivors, the same sort of thing. So, you play a yellow card, it could bump your might, it could bump your experience, your gold pickup, it could bump your splash damage.
The candelabras, the gloves, the spinach, all of that stuff from the original.
There's also crawler cards that give you whatever crawler you've picked, and eventually you can unlock the ability to take more crawlers on a run, will provide a bonus to your play for certain color cards that you play.
Yeah, I was going to say with
Antonio,
who's early on, his card basically gives you armor. It's a 0 cost, and he of course talks when he does it. He's like, we're going to defeat him or something like that, right? Yeah.
And like the mechanics of the crawlers is there's 2 mechanics for each of the crawlers. One happens whenever you draw the crawler as you're playing through a fight. Every time it comes up and you summon it, you get that bonus. And then there's also like a passive ability that you get as long as the crawler is active, because crawlers aren't active the entire time. They have a countdown. I can't remember what the term for it in his game is. So you may have Antonio for 3 turns and you get that passive bonus, and then he goes away. But if you draw and play him again, you get the one-time bonus, and then you get your passive again for a few other turns. But there's also crawlers that will mess with that. I had one particular combo of crawlers where every time I drew a yellow card, it would add amounts to the time they stick around. So the way I beat the game, I had 3 crawlers, and basically I had 300, 400 turns worth of them staying active. They never were inactive. So I had a crazy amount of back and forth with that. So it's neat how they give you different ways to play. Like you can break the game in various different ways, but you break it in a fun way and a way that makes sense for a Vampire Survivors sequel. Like it's really
I was going to say, one of the greatest things about Vampire Survivors is the actual expectation that you're going to break the game.
Yeah.
Right. Like, spoilers for those that haven't played Survivors. At the end, there's death that ends your runs. He always ends your runs.
Yeah.
But at some point, you figure out how to break that and destroy death. Right. Yeah. And so it's an expectation that you're going to break the game.
Yeah.
Right. So since you should know what the setup is. I've been looking for the setup on how it's possible to continue on from a certain location.
Right. And like Wolf, like you said, there's combos, and you mentioned breaking cards, and I didn't come into that situation until late in the game. And when I realized that I could play the infinite loop of play a mana card, get a bunch of mana, play a yellow card after a combo called a trapdoor, which gives you card draw. And I had it with the combo. I could draw 10, 15, 20 cards from my deck, the entire deck into my hand, and then play all the mana cards and just loop it back and forth. And by doing that, you end up finding ways to reuse your mana tombs over and over again. And they start to crack. And if you do it, I think twice, they break.
Oh, it's like 4 times or something. You can reuse them a lot. Yeah.
But the first time that happens, it's like, oh, I broke the game. Literally, I broke the cards. But then the game has a function for that where it spawns like a mini version of death that spawns. And that's, that's one of the things you can, and it adds it to the fight, right? It's a very cool
funny.
thing.
It's funny because now that I know that, I'll be willing to accept it. But if I'd been playing it and like the card broke, I'd be like, well, fuck this.
It's not out of nowhere. It's not out of nowhere. You start seeing the cracks on the card and they grow as you start playing them further. I was like, is this going to break? So I kept trying. I was like, am I going to break it? And I broke a good card. And I was like, oh no, it's gone.
Yeah. You bastards.
Right.
They
killed the card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's the other
I haven't
factor
achieved
of it
that
too
yet.
is some cards you get, like when you pick up in a run, as you're calling through the dungeon, they're like single use, right? They break on use, or they disappear in use. But like you said, there's gems. Yeah, there's gems that can prevent that from happening, right? There's abilities to make that not happen. Or there's gems that can make a card extra powerful, but then it discards when you use it. So you can customize
it destroys when you use it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of customization of the cards, right? 'Cause it's interesting because when I first played it, I'm not a huge fan of deck builders. I do like them occasionally, but I'm not usually heavily into it. But Vampire Crawlers at the beginning doesn't feel like a full-on deck builder because there isn't much manipulation in your deck. You add cards as you play,
right?
But it's not too often you remove cards, really. But that changes the more you play it.
That's very Slay the Spire, though. Okay. Slay the Spire is very much that way as well. Like your character that you pick has kind of a base deck, which will be like, I don't know, 15 cards or something. And each time you start a run, you essentially, I mean, you can buy power-ups, but you essentially start with that and you collect cards as you're going through your run. I'm trying to remember if Slay the Spire has a change your deck outside of collecting that way. I don't think it does that I remember.
But during a run, is there ways to thin your deck in Slay the Spire, like removing cards as you play?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
You can remove cards. You can trade cards away. Yeah, there's different scenarios on which you can remove cards from your deck.
Right.
Yeah,
I actually Crawlers, it doesn't happen as often. Like the only time it really happens early on is when you evolve your weapons, your attack cards.
Well,
right? You take 2 cards and merge into 1.
I was going to say the first time I came up on a vending machine, I was like, okay, this is directly out of Slay the Spire.
Okay.
Where you're trading a card for a thing. That is like, I mean, maybe Slay the Spire isn't the first one that did that. I mean, obviously, probably Magic the Gathering. The actual tabletop card games probably did as well. Right. But I mean, I played a lot of Magic, and there are things like banish, from the game and yada yada, and so.
Yeah, like the idea of a deck builder is like ways to remove cards from your deck and then add cards to your deck. So you're basically adding the cards you want to keep and then thinning out the ones you don't over time. And Slay the Spire sounds like it does it a lot. Vampire Crawlers, there are definitely instances where you do that. The vending machine is one. There are chests where you need to sack 2 cards to open the chest and get 1. Evolution takes 2 cards, makes 1. So there's ways to do it. But especially early on, I didn't feel like there's that much deck manipulation, which was fine because again, I'm not really heavily into that kind of thing. Later on, once you've done more unlocks, there's a bit more of that, and you have more control of as you play. But that point, though, you're kind of into it. You're kind of hooked. It's got your hooks into you, and you're all in on it. But in the beginning, it didn't turn you off. Like I think overall, the game was great at easing the mechanics onto the player. Like you mentioned, the pancakes to enable the combos. So right from the beginning, like the first game of Vampire Crawlers, you don't have the combos. You don't have multiple characters. There's a lot of mechanics that you don't have. You get them every step as you unlock a dungeon, right? So it's fast, like it happens very quickly, but it eases you into all the mechanics over the first like maybe 6-7 runs.
Jake, I have one question though.
Mm-hmm.
Gwent?
Gwent's pretty good.
Definitely. There is a lot of tunnels in this game.
So Jake, I have a question for you. How many bridges are in this game?
3, I believe it was.
Okay, so each of the bridges is just a single floor?
It's a single floor. And like the bridges compared to other stages, very fewer power-ups on the screen. It's like a single tunnel as opposed to a small dungeon. Very challenging. Each fight has many waves of enemies in each fight, and it gets harder as you go.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah,
none of
'cause-
them are the weak enemies either. They're
No,
like
it's tough.
No,
No.
they're
they're the hundreds of hit points enemies. Yeah.
It's kind of
And then
nice
the
because it
other
feels like
stages-
it steers you to go back and go deeper into the
Yes.
other dungeons to get more stuff instead of just plowing through the main world map.
Yeah.
Because I just kept going. Like I'd unlock, you get to the first one with the forest, then you get to the library, and then you got your thing. And I was like, oh shit, okay, you go straight to that. And it just beat my face in the ground.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the
I
hell?
beat-
So I went back and then beat the 5 levels, and then it opened up more. And I went, oh shit, there's like a ton more in here I didn't know was here. So that's cool.
I beat the first 2 enemies on the bridge and then just got my ass handed to me.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Wolf?
So, am I correct in assuming that the stages aside from the bridge all have like, I don't know necessarily if they all have 5 floors. I don't remember the first dungeons. If they had fewer, they might have only had 3 at the very
No,
beginning.
So
They
it's,
had 5.
most of them have
but
5.
then they have 3 stages, right? All of them.
Yes. So so the first 3 areas, right, like forest, library, and is it milk factory, I think, or dairy factory, have 5
Yeah.
floors each, and then there's 3 different levels, like 3 different in separate runs, right? Like 3 different levels of that. So there's 3
Like
different
15
runs of the
stages
forest, 3
each.
different runs of the library, yeah.
Right.
And
Right.
the bosses are different for each, and there's also unlockable item, at least one unlockable in each of those stages. So there's
Yeah.
that, but the last few stages are different in terms of the amount of floors, and then not all of them have more than 1 level. But that's something I expect. I would not be surprised to see updates to the game adding more to this for sure. And then they
I
kind of
have a
separate with
question.
bridges as well.
I have a question. So, like the first few levels of the forest, I went and fought every fight and broke everything and then went and killed the boss, right? And then used the shovel. And then later on, I was like, I've unlocked the path to the boss, and instead of going and losing health, I'm just going to go do the boss. Did I hamstring myself by doing that?
No, so the thing with it is
Not necessarily.
like sometimes you get as much experience as you need to get the cards and the build deck that you want, and once you have that, you can just keep going. There's sometimes for me, like example, I like getting more health on my character, and you can only do that if you play a certain card over and over again. So you have to do the battles to kind of cycle that health card.
Right.
But if you have a great deck and a great build, or if it's for me, it was a very particularly hard stage, I just wanted to get through it, and I was already
Yeah.
pretty powerful. Yeah, I skip fights. But especially once you've
Okay.
beaten the stage once already and you've already gotten the unlocks, then there's not much reason to explore. But definitely there's decks or situations where you want to farm the XP. You certainly don't have to. I mean, hell, there's a character that actually gives you XP bonus, and when you have her, you're gaining so much extra XP anyway, you're not really losing it by skipping fights. So again,
Oh
different
my
different
gosh,
strategies.
Even on the last floor, if you've got a combo big enough, when you play her card, you could get like 2-3 levels from just playing that XP character card. I don't remember the
Jesus.
character,
Yeah.
but
So
I
my-
was like, holy shit, I'm on the 5th floor. I'm like level 45 and I just got 3 levels in a row from
Yeah.
playing her.
And like more than
So
enough to
my
beat a
next-
stage.
My next question is, if I don't like a fight, can I opt to listen to a really weird song?
Not in this game. That's the other game I've been
Fair.
playing. We'll talk about that later.
That's a different episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely I haven't broken anything yet. Like literally and metaphorically, I have not. I know there's more to it because I know Vampire Survivors was a deeper game than what we all thought. I mean, the fact that I was playing it for 15 minutes in Survivors and you guys were like, "No, dude, keep going." I was like, "This is lame." You're like, "It's not. Just keep going." And it has that meta fucking depth to it that it just blows my mind on some of these games that have come out lately. And I know this is in there. So if I were to play this and not have touched Survivors, I'd be kind of like, meh, it's a card game. It's all right. But I know that there's way deeper shit that needs to be found.
Yeah.
Obviously, Wolf being the pro gamer he is, and Jake being the persistent gamer he has, have found a ton of stuff that my, 2 hours after work that I can squeeze
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
to find stuff. I haven't examined anything. And I'm not patient. I'm not a patient player when it comes to this stuff. I'm just whipping cards to be like, oh, I like spinach. Let's get that might up because the more might I have, I'm gonna start ripping through stuff. So I'm just like, every time I get a spinach leaf, I'm throwing it up there. And
brings up a question I have.
Okay.
So does the might bonus from like one round carry over to the next round?
No,
it
so
depends on the card.
No, so might does not last past the battle. So it might amount for for number of projectiles, and a few of those don't last past the battle. They reset. There are permanent upgrades for that run that you can add, but they're very small. I think isn't it the vending machine you can sack an armor and get a permanent +1?
I literally meant a round of cards. So you're in a fight,
right?
You use a spinach.
Yes.
Your turn ends.
The whole fight.
You still carry that. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. It's after the battle. The things on the left will reset back to their base stats that you had before the battle started. The things on the right, if you increase those during combat, they stay up.
I was going to say
on the right,
the vending machines give you permanent for that floor.
Yes, and that was to Jake's point. If you find it and you up it,
dungeon you're in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So so I haven't been able to, like, I know there's mana cards, but I don't know if I had to have seen them, but I don't feel like I've seen mana cards because I haven't seen anything.
You've seen them.
My shit.
You've seen
them.
them.
They're the books.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The books that give you mana
okay.
when you
Yes.
use them.
Okay. Yeah. The tomes, the weighty tomes. Yeah. Okay. I have seen those. All right. Cool. Then I am doing it right.
Yep.
Well, you know what it is, Chart, it's the characters, right? So when you pick a character, I think correct me if I'm wrong, Wolf, it's 5 cards that come with that character. And then when you
I think it's 4.
Is it 4? Okay. And then when if you add another crawler to your team, then that other crawler brings in 1 card that adds to your
deck. Get those numbers. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
So when you pick a character, the cards in the bottom, you'll see. So if you pick Antonio, I think he starts with like a dagger and an armor or something, right? And if you pick the Alucard knockoff, he starts with a tome and a fire wand or something. So that's how you can kind of customize it. The character that I pretty much beat the entire game with starts with the Song of Mana, which is this awesome, expensive spell. But when you use it, it also gives you a mana card you can also use, and it's a wild card. It's brutal. It's crazy. So I use her for the most time.
So Jake, since you've rolled credits, as it were,
there's credits.
One of the favorites.
There's a whole sequence.
One of the favorites that I love from Survivors is when you get like some of the enhanced, like the combined, like you get the pill, you get the beams, and you get the rate, whatever. Does that start showing up in this?
Yeah, there's definitely evolutions. They're definitely similar. It's a lot of the same combos from Survivors are here, but the mechanics are different, right? I used to love playing Garlic and evolving Garlic in Survivors.
Yes, Garlic was great.
Yeah, and you can evolve that in Crawlers as well, but it's a bit different in what it does. The damage will scale with the combo, but it only heals you 2 health, which is great in the beginning. I've used that's actually how I beat the bridges, is I used Garlic and Crawlers to beat the bridges. But there are better ways to heal later on that you get. But there's a lot of oddball items like a wagon wheel from bone that's in here. And there's like no upgrades for those. Like Survivors never had upgrades for those, but they're here as well, but they're powerful. There's the
cherry bombs.
The cherry bombs and the panda, that's here. The Bayonetta knockoff with the 2 guns. Yeah. I love those guns because they're 1 costs 3, 1 costs 4, I believe it is. And then there's also an evolution where it's a much powerful gun. And they're not
the
as
peach
flashy.
Ones, the fucking birds.
Oh, the birds are brutal. The black and the white birds,
dude.
Yeah. And when you evolve them, you get the green Tropic of Paradise effect. That's a really sick damage. Yeah.
That's kind of what I was wondering, because I remember when you evolved the birds, it was like my screen. It's like I'm gonna get seizures watching this, right?
Like I don't think it's to that level because it's not as constant as it was in Vampire Survivors, but. If you are stacking things and your might's pretty high, like if you get the Rune Tracer upgrade, it just shit everywhere. Yeah. But it's just in that one attack, right? It's like that one turn, and then it chills out after that. It's not like you're getting what you call a Technicolor vomit. Is that what you were calling it?
Yes. Yes.
It's like
diarrhea,
it's to that extent.
Yeah.
It's to that point, but not in like for 20 minutes. You know, if you're just like, okay, nothing can kill me now. You know, that kind of deal. But it does
honestly happen. The pentagram is kind of a crack up too, just because if you're in a big fight and you get a strong combo going on like your first or second round, you can wipe out everything except the boss in that fight with the pentagram. Because it's the bigger the combo gets, the more rows it wipes out. So I've wiped out like 12 rows at once. And then the boss who was not visible just comes out. There he is.
Right.
But you don't get any XP when you kill with the pentagram. That's the only drawback.
Oh, you don't?
No.
I think that was the same.
I did not know that.
Same in
that
the
was the
is.
same.
Yeah.
I thought there was
the same in
a
Survivors.
percentage on the survivors where it was
remember it flashes.
Was it always like that?
There's no gems that stay on the ground.
There is
I didn't realize that.
There is a gem. There's 2 gems in crawlers. One will deal damage based on the amount of gold you have, and the other one deals damage based on the number of kills you have. And for the bridge or for the couple of the larger stages, having one of those gems on your mana card, especially one that you're going to cycle often, I had that combo going where I would use a mana tome, and because I had the death gem embedded into it, it was doing like 10,000 damage to a single random enemy, and it was just constantly cycling. Like the gems really open up the game, and that's kind of where the upgrade system happens. Is like you early on you unlock something that lets you add slots to cards, and that's your gold sink, right? Yeah, and when you do that, you can get slots and cards.
Like one of the ones that I like to do frequently when I'm doing the upgrades on the cards is the return to hand, and I do that on like a free card.
Yeah.
So that then I can just like spam it, right?
Yep. That's when you start running to break.
You do that with the mana cards. Yep. That's when you start using the mana. I use those on the weighty tomes so I can get 3 or 4 mana and then boost my shit up. And then it sucks because like when you first start, you're like, when you get the Hellfire, right? Like you combine the Fire Wand and whatever to get the Hellfire, and you can't fucking use it because you only have 3 mana. It costs 4. It's like sitting in my deck going, come on, man. And then that's when I started. And again, now that I'm realizing it's the tomes and stuff, I've been a lot more, I guess, particular about what I'm seeing, which is how you're supposed to play this game, and not just cards. You're supposed to be, procedural about how you're doing it. No mana card, stack, mana card, some armor, good to go. That's your round. Like that's basically how I've been playing it. But initially, I was just like, oh, attack, and some armor. Oh, what's this book?
It took me a while. It took me a while to realize that the gray cards were static wilds. So they never benefit from the combo, but they'll keep a combo going so that you can reset back to a low number and keep building on it.
Oh, that's cool.
It took me a long time to realize that. Otherwise, I was just like, well, I'll play that to start. And then once I realized that all the numbers were a little bigger from playing that, I was like, wait, it's a wild. And then once you start finding the wild gems to stick in a card, like you put that in a 3 or 4 mana tome,
it's free.
Now it's like it's free and it keeps the combo going whenever you need it. Yeah. So I love that.
Yeah. And then you have Song of Mana, which when you use Song of Mana gives you a wild card for generating mana. There's also the bouquet item that you unlock fairly early. And then when you use the bouquet item, you have a chance of getting a heart card, which is also a wild card. So there's ways to generate wild cards in your deck itself, combined with finding wilds as you explore a stage. You can stack them. And the thing too is when you get a wild in your hand that's disposable, it's going to break. You don't have to play it that turn. You can just pass and keep it in your deck.
Yeah.
And just keep it until you need it. So, and like there's some of the evolutions will require you to use that needs a disposable item. Like the Stone Mask is used for an evolution. If you use it in a round, you lose it. So you have to kind of keep it and not play it until you have a chance to evolve that combo. So that part I didn't realize until early on. The other thing too is with the game,
you burn those cards.
Yeah, you don't have to burn them.
Yeah, I didn't think about those being an evolution combo.
Yes. Yeah. It's much like a lot of the combos from Survivors are in crawlers. Like really.
Yeah.
It's been long enough though that I've forgotten them all.
When you pick up the Stone Mask, you keep it right in Survivors because it's just a thing you grab.
One time
you don't think about burning it. No, I mean in Survivors, not in crawlers. Right. I mean in Survivors, you pick up an item, you have it, it's in your person forever, and then you're like, which one do I want to evolve at this point? Like, what am I going to waste or what am I going to look for? Because that's how I always play Survivors. Was like, okay, I'm going for this guy. I'm getting the fucking left and right arrows, and then I'm going to get the the sprig or whatever, and then I'm going to try and beat death, right? So in this one, it's like you have to be more calculated about, like you said, if you burn a card, like the Stone Mask card, it's gone. You don't think about it. You think, oh, I had the card in my deck, I should have it. No, you waste it, so you can't get that evolution out of it. So that makes a lot of sense.
The most important thing too is that except for the bridges, I don't think the bridges is always the same. Well, no, maybe in the bridges, but generally in every stage, the first floor has a monolith where you break it and you get the red evolution option, right? Otherwise, your evolution options are pretty randomized. You can get it from level ups or loot or whatever. I think actually maybe not level ups, maybe just loot. But there's always a guaranteed one evolution on the first floor. So before you open that monolith, you know that's going to be guaranteed evolution on the first floor. So you make sure you have the evolution you want, like the cards in your deck, before you go to it. That way you're going to get the evolution. If you go to it with only half the combo or an incomplete evolution, it gives you the card you need, which is kind of pointless for the first floor. So when I realized that, I'm like,
is
okay,
that how it works?
Yeah. So like if I have the cross and I think it's spinach, then I know, okay, I can go to the first monolith and then I involve it. Otherwise it's wasting my time. Right. So that's how you get a guaranteed evolution on the first floor every single time. That's kind of expected. The second floor of most stages will have a monolith that gives you a mana gem, which permanently gives you +1 mana for the rest of that run. So like, those two things going into every stage, like you're going to get an evolution on the first floor, mana on the second floor, and you kind of plan accordingly.
I have a question. So maybe you guys have noticed this, and I think Jake and or Wolf will be able to answer it, because if you've seen this, let me know. But there are certain boss battles, and I noticed it later on, and I think it was after one of the libraries. But the boss will get little purple eyes around it that seem to be counting down. What is that? I don't know what that is. And then it throws is that just a thing that some bosses do? Is that something I triggered?
Do you want the spoiler is the question.
Is there a spoiler involved in that? Wolf is smiling over there like he's got a gift for me and he doesn't want to share it yet.
No,
if it's a spoiler, then say it.
I haven't figured out exactly how it works yet, because some fights I'll just keep going and going and going.
Yeah,
and it's like nothing happens when they do it. And when you do that against Death, he gets through his eyeballs and then boom, you're dead.
You're dead.
Right. Okay.
So I'm not exactly certain how it works yet.
If it's a spoiler thing,
it's not really spoilers.
Tell me.
It's a mechanic. It's a boss mechanic. I didn't get it until very late, because I thought at first that, oh boy, the eyeballs are happening. I better play my cards fast before the eyeballs hit.
That's me. That's what I was doing.
I figured out that it was like each card you play.
Each card play triggers an eyeball. So that's what it is.
Is it a card style, or is it just a card played?
Any card played. Yeah.
Okay. So, I didn't know if it was like an attack card or something else different. Okay.
So when you're fighting a boss, I kind of encourage you to slow down a little bit and realize maybe I don't want to spam every card in my hand, because I'm just going to trigger the eyeballs to fill up. Because when the eyeballs fill up, the boss does a special attack or does damage to you. So, and there's ways to mitigate that, which I didn't find out till very late in the game. Like I got stuck in one of the later stages and I could not beat it. I'd unlocked everything in town. I'd gotten everything I could. And I could not get past the bosses until I figured out how to navigate the eyeballs and get around it. So once you figure that out, it's a lot easier.
That's kind of insipid, the way that works, because I would also be like, oh, I got to get all my cards out.
It feels like, listen, the RPGer in me is like, that's a countdown. Like it's counting down.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm triggering the countdown, but I'm not realizing it. I'm just seeing the eyes appear and I'm like, it's going to do a super attack. I got to kill it before it hits me. And then they fell out and it gives me like a junk card. And I'm like, what is even this thing? It's something weird. And then it's like confused and I can't pick the goddamn cards I want.
Yeah. There's a few different abilities,
so it just does that shit.
Yeah. It's boss special attacks, like confusing, freezing cards, damage. Some of it is really big damage. I think it's dependent on the boss, if I'm not wrong. But the figuring out how to fight against the eyes is kind of like, it's like kind of akin to like Survivors and beating Death for the first time. Once you realize you can beat Death if you build your character a certain way, it's the same thing on crawlers. Once you realize how you can beat the eyeballs or stop them, the game becomes much easier to figure out. It's kind of like a checkpoint. But yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, but like there's a play all button next to the cards. It says play all the cards. Like my daughter is 4, so when she sees me playing them on the Steam Deck on the couch, she wants to play. But the way she plays, she just smacks the X button and plays all the cards. Right, yeah. But that'll kick your ass against the boss, like, for the most part. Yeah.
Right. That's funny. Okay, I knew there was some kind of thing to it, and I'm sure I would have figured it out had I had slowed down and thought about it. But I seriously was just like this. I just automatically, it's gonna do Mega Flare. It's Bahamut. It's gonna hit me with me. I gotta fucking gotta do this quick.
Hit it with everything.
I needed a reflect spell. Fuck. You know, that's kind of where my head was at. So okay, that's cool. See, these things are cool. Like that's what I love about survivor crawler type games like this, that there's such hidden shit in there that you just discover because you're if you're me and you're impatient and you're just whipping shit out there and not paying attention to the process, you're getting your ass kicked because you just I don't know what the hell I'm doing. There's not really instructions. Like there are, but for people like me who don't like to read game instructions and they just want to fucking play, listen, I work manufacturing, guys. I read instructions all fucking day long on how to build stuff. I don't want to read instructions on how. That's why I like Crimson Desert, dude. There's nothing telling me what I'm just doing it, and it's cool and it's fun.
I didn't pay this game.
Yeah, no, this ain't a book. But no, it's if you slow the fuck down and you dig into it, you'll get more information, and then it makes the game a lot more fun. But that's why I have you three to calm me down and explain to me, slow down, dude. Don't eat that second burger, you idiot. Like, read the fucking books, dude. Read it. Oh, okay.
If you ever get stuck in Vampire Crawlers, the best thing you can do is in town, go to the unlocks building, and that's like a page of all the unlocks and achievos. And it tells you, for not everything, but a lot of them just tell you, here's how you get this. Get a level 40, play this character to level 10. Like it tells you, it gives you small goals that you can go do. And that's what I was doing. Whenever I got stuck in the bridge. I'm like, fuck this bridge. I go to look at the unlocks list. What am I missing? What can I do besides while I'm waiting or building up money to unlock shop stuff?
That's how Survivors was too. You'd go look at the Chivo list and it'd be like, here's the ones you've got. Here's your the ones you need. Basically, it told you what you needed.
Yeah, right. Like there's 161 Chivos, like Steam achievements, and I got all of them, and I never get Chivos, and it's because in this game they're not very hard to get. Like they're pretty much there, and they tell you how to do most of them. Yeah, you just play. Yeah.
That was Survivors as well. I mean, before the expansions, I went and 100% of it as well.
Yep.
So
we were chasing each other, I think.
Yeah.
On how
well, we you remember it was. I think it might have been the first or second trip to visit you. We sat on your couch, Sinstress, myself, and you, and it was like, it was either Vampire Survivors or Time Wasters, and we were just like, I'm unlocking this. I'm unlocking that.
She's like 151. Son of a bitch. I felt like Legolas and Gimli being like, that one was already dead. Like the Lord of the Ring reference for today.
There you go. Well, that's because my axe is in its cerebral cortex.
It is. There you go. Yeah, it's twitching. It's already dead.
I hope they add more to this game like they did Survivors, because Survivors, especially toward the end there, they had some wild DLC. Not the Castlevania was my favorite and it's cool as shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
They also added an Among Us one, which my daughter loves for the Among Us characters and power ups. They added a Contra DLC, which is nuts. So I hope they take that kind of spirit and they bring it to Crawlers. I know Crawlers is a more expensive game for them to make. So I don't know if we'll get quite the same amount of DLC from like Survivors did, but I hope we get some, because I could see them doing all kinds of wacky stuff in this.
With how successful this shit is, how could they not? And if the team's bigger, how could they not? Like they're probably got shit like in the wings, but they're waiting for approval from whatever collaboration they're going to reach out for. I mean, hopefully we won't get like a Fortnite collaboration, but you know what I'm saying? Like we get something that's big right now that people will jump into. Like we're going to get a GTA 6 collaboration before we get GTA 6. You know what I mean? Like there's so many options out there that you could do some cool shit with that and just put it in the Vampires universe and sold. Well, you got 4 people here that are going to spend money on that as soon as it drops, like without question.
Yeah. Well, they sold 1 million copies in a week?
In first week.
Yeah. Hugely successful.
Serious?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You know what the trick was for them? Is that demo was super well received. And there's a lot of content in that demo. Like I didn't spend 7 hours like you did, but I spent at least a couple hours in a demo, which is unheard of.
Right.
If we are in a place where we can shift gears, we already kind of brought up Steam Deck for, when we were doing Survivors and Time Wasters. And I think it would be a good call out, Wolf, if you could talk about
Yeah.
the changes you made to make it work on your deck as better, because one of the great things about Survivors was it sipped power, right? And so you could play Survivors for a long time on your deck.
Yeah.
Steam Deck, for those that don't know. Wolf, you found some changes in the settings that elongated.
I was like, there's got to be something that's just eating away at the battery life on this thing, and it didn't make any sense. So I went to look at the graphical settings, and I saw that the resolution was set to 2560 by 1440, even though it was in full screen mode. And when I changed that to 1200 by 800, I saw the screen do something and change a little bit. And so I was like, okay, that must have actually done something. So I don't know if that's something that just went under the radar for them or what, but yeah, that seemed to have helped. I also disabled motion blur.
Yeah.
Because that's unnecessary.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't like motion blur as it is.
Yeah,
and then there was one other toggle setting that was in that same screen that I turned off because I was like, I don't care about that.
Was it like bloom?
And I turned yeah, it might have been bloom, and I turned on VSync. Which I don't know if I needed to or not, but I was like, VSync is never bad. So I turned it on. But yeah, my battery life now, I could not do a single run on a single battery before.
That's crazy. Because mine was set. I checked that because after we had that talk, I looked and my stuff was all set to Steam Deck style stuff. I turned off motion blur because A, I don't know what the hell you need it for in a game like this, and B, I also don't care for motion blur in literally anything. So I just turned that off just as habit. But I was playing that thing for probably a good hour and a half. And I went to like maybe from 80% to 20% in an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Wow.
I thought I was getting a pretty good run at it. So I was like, wonder what's going on with this stuff.
I'm probably getting more like 2 hours of battery life out of it now, at least.
Yeah. Okay. That seems where I'm at. Yeah. What are you doing, Sister?
Well, I'm installing it on my deck first, and I'm going to validate the settings.
Yeah,
because I've been playing it on the desktop.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, my deck is literally just in the room next door. If I run over and get it, I can tell exactly which settings I toggled.
Yeah,
mine's
Survivors
downstairs
was the
because I'm going to play
games where
Crimson
you got,
Desert
4
when I
hours
wake
out of
up
battery. So
yeah. What was that, Jake?
The deck, Vampire Survivors in the deck was one of the few games where I got like 4 hours of battery life out of the thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm used to hour and a half, 2 hours with the Steam Deck. So I was also pretty surprised that when I first started sitting down without it being chart plugged in, I'm like, how come I'm only getting an hour? Like, why is it eating battery worse than freaking Diablo 4? It's pretty crazy. But the option I used was there's like an option for 3D effects on cards, and I turned that off, I think.
Oh, weirdly. All right. So I had to change my resolution to 1200 by 800, like I said. And I thought I had turned off motion blur and bloom, but I see they're still on. So literally the resolution change is what fixed my battery.
Okay. That's weird that it was that high on the deck. I get this thing is deck compatible, isn't it? It's Steam Deck verified.
I wonder if it had to do with the demos settings from before. I don't know, but that could be it.
I don't know. That's bizarre.
I'll have to verify because maybe it's pulling from desktop because I've been running mine at 4K full screen on my desktop. I'll see if this spins up at 4K. So
I have not played it on desktop at all.
Okay.
I've only played this game on my Steam Deck.
That's weird. That's crazy. Yeah, when I was looking at it the other day, I was like, all my stuff is Steam Deck level stuff except for the motion blur and the bloom and the other stuff. I just left the bloom and stuff on because, sometimes you got to have a little J.J. Abrams in your game. You know what I mean? But I that's weird that the resolution was the way that was. That's strange.
Yeah. So if it seems like the game is draining a lot of battery, check your video settings, your graphical settings in the game, and just make sure that the settings make sense.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm sure that's something they'll fix over time. I think right now it was just an oversight.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be patched within a couple weeks anyway, for sure.
Yeah. This game, other than the battery draining life thing that Wolf has ran into, this game seems fairly flawless as you would expect it. looks kind of janky when you first fire it up, and then you find out that's just part of the charm, because that's Vampire Survivor's charm. And it's got that cool pixelated retro look, but it's all in 60 frames, so it's pixelated but smooth.
First person 60 frames.
Yeah, it's
all the sprites. It's like the Doom sprites where it was like they're 2D.
They're all sideways. Yeah. You walk around them and you can see the edge, but they never stop spinning.
Right.
It's cool. This is a great pickup, and I think it's like $10 or something like that, or whatever.
$9
yeah,
if you have Survivors.
US.
$9 if you have Survivors.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, because you get the
there's
bundle.
a bundle for it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was looking at the Poncle's website, and Poncle has the website saying, "Well, how come it's $10?" In their FAQ, they said we have to charge our games based on the amount of work it is to develop them, and we are a larger team now, so we're charging $10, which I don't think they need to justify it to me. I mean, honestly, I think
absolutely not.
20+ hours for $10 is pretty good.
In a world of $70 and $80 games, I'm sorry, $10 is a burger. That's not even a burger. That's barely a burger. It's like maybe if you go to Taco Bell on a good night, it's 2 burritos. We went on our travels to and from your place, Chard, which is a long trip. It was multiple hours. We stopped at Arby's, and Sinstress and I got 1 combo and 1 sandwich, and it was like $16.
Yeah. That's more expensive than Vampire Survivors and Vampire fucking Crawlers, dude.
Yeah.
And you get hours of entertainment with this stupid game. And if you're not like I am not a deck builder player. That is not my gig. But Vampire Survivors was my gig, and that universe makes this super fun and a lot of fun to play.
I am gonna say though, if you like this game, if you enjoy this game, it is really close to Slay the Spire, and that game is so good.
I did enjoy Slay the Spire.
Yeah,
I did enjoy that.
Yeah, so. and that game plays incredibly well with a controller and on the deck as well. So
this game plays great on the Steam Deck.
It's like Slay the Spire with a bigger sense of humor and dressed like a first-person dungeon crawler.
Right.
Yeah,
and the humor in it is fantastic. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's just more Vampire Survivor.
I will say there's 2 things I didn't dislike or hate, but I was kind of feel like it was missing. And the first one was in Survivors, every single character and item had a text blurb with it. I can't remember if it was like a special part of the app, the program let you look it up, or if it was on the interface itself. But you got a one-liner on every single character, or every single monster. I think it was. There's a bestiary. And I know the person who wrote that was Stephanie Sterling, who used to be a game critic, and really witty writing. And it was small, it was tiny, insignificant, but it was always funny. I always liked it. And there's none of that in Crawlers. There's no written text like that in Crawlers, so I'm missing that. The only other thing is, even though I got like 20+ hours of entertainment out of this, I do wish there was more. Because when I look at the stages now, and how many stages there are, it does feel like it's a little bit light. But then I look back at Survivors, and I think it's comparable to Survivors.
It was really light when it first came out. There's so much content in that now. Back then, I'm sure we all beat it relatively quickly, and we're like, okay, next DLC, my life is getting sucked away. Like it's just planned for it. Take the day off. It was like when Claire Obscura came out, you're gonna take the damn day off because you're gonna play it. I maybe not to that level, but this will be something that the 4 of us will be like, okay, new DLC's coming out next week. Let's fire it up and see where we get, and we'll talk about it together as a team.
Gotta get the next set of Chivos.
This is our squad goal, is playing Vampire Crawlers. That's a legitimate squad goal.
If this is a squad goal, I'm in.
Finally, that's what it took. Turning it all my other suggestions.
You need someone else to come up with the squad goal. That's what
I needed
I'm almost offended.
I needed a fucking good game.
I will say, like, I bought Starfield a couple weeks ago, so I've been working through Starfield, and then Diablo 4 has a new expansion, and they're both great. I'm having a lot of fun with it. But man, last weekend I couldn't put Crawlers down. I was constantly playing it at my desk, on the couch. Everywhere. Yeah, it's solid. I almost feel like I haven't used my Steam Deck in a while. Almost like it was collecting dust. So it's nice to just sit in bed again and play a fun game on the Steam Deck. And it just, it's great.
Yeah, mine's just been sitting in a stock for a couple months now, so it's coming back out.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that's been still consistently using my Steam Deck, but it's because I'm moonlighting
I
downstairs
use
to get
mine
it on
all
my
the
TV.
time.
Okay, good.
Shard,
Both
it
of us are
helps.
still doing it.
My PC has been unhooked for over 2 weeks until today.
Shard,
So this is what I've
You
been
gotta have an
playing on.
excuse.
Chard, it helps.
But I play on it all the time anyway.
It helps that my chair that I'm sitting in right now works with my ankles, and it's one of the few places I can sit in my house.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Ah.
that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. I don't get a lot of time up in my office during the week, so I just transmit downstairs because it's way easier than coming up here.
Shout out to Sunlight Moonlight or whatever it's called.
Hell yeah.
Sunlight Moonlight.
Yeah.
Sunshine
Hell yeah.
Moonlight.
That's
That
what
thing
it is.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jake, helped me set that garbage up.
It's great. It's not just for Steam Deck. It's also for anybody who has a ROG Ally, or if you have a phone and you have a controller attachment for a phone.
Works on a tablet.
Sunlight is awesome.
It's all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Well, it calls to me because it's an open source project.
Yeah.
And that's really cool. You can run it on Linux, you can run it on Windows, you can run it on Mac, you can run it anywhere.
Yeah, it's great because like Steam has done a lot of great stuff with the Steam in-house streaming, but it just, unless you're on the perfect conditions of the strong Wi-Fi signal and not a lot of walls between you and your PC, I still got lags and timeouts. But when you use Sunlight Moonlight, for whatever reason, the way they've done it works almost flawlessly. It's so clean.
Super clean.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, guys. Well, how do we feel? Is there anything that we want to pivot and touch on, or do we feel like we've given this game it's enough due for the amount of time that it's been out?
I mean, I only have 100 minutes in the game, and we've now talked essentially an hour about it. So
you had great questions. You had fantastic questions.
Well, and I'm gonna close up here when we're done and spin it up.
Yeah, I think Crimson Desert needs a little love for me tonight, but I'll fire it up sometime this weekend. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, I've been playing a bunch of games the past week. I've actually been really playing a lot of games, but I need to sit down and actually stick to one. Now that Vampire Crawlers is done, I'm probably going to go back to Titanium Court, which is a match 3. It's a match 3 tower defense-ish type game, but it's also very, very much a narrative-driven game. It's more of a story and a text-heavy game, and it's
I hear it has great songs.
It has great songs about fish spawning and death and stuff. It's great. But yeah, maybe I'll do a separate video on Titanium Court. I don't think you guys want to hear me talk about it, but I think it's worth a separate video.
Jake, I so do.
Jake, I'd hear you talk about plungers, bro. I hear you talk about bidets, bro. I listen to that episode quite often. So I think you're okay.
Yeah.
You don't even have a bidet yet.
I don't, because I want to hear more about it. And I want Jake to tell me all about it. Wolf, do you have anything you'd like to add to the Vampires Crawlers?
No, I think that's it. Like, this game is it. The demo kind of came out of left field, and I'm so happy it did. It was a lot of fun, and the game has been great.
Fantastic. All right. Well, I guess we can go round robin and see what everybody is up to other than moving into a new house or working their butts off at their current jobs. We'll start with Wolf. Wolf, what are you currently up to? And do you have any plans after you get settled in?
Yeah, I still need to play my, honestly, I need to start my Sisyphean game. It's already May now. Jeez. And
you
then
got plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time.
And then I still got to play Rascal.
Yes, please record that. I want to see.
I thought
Rascal.
I was gonna have time for that, and I didn't. Yeah. Maybe after I'm settled here, I'll be able to do that.
Nice.
Only 2 hours. That's all you need.
It's just 2
I thought it was one.
Is it one? Oh, because we did the mini one. Yeah.
That's right. This is from the Game Awards. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Sistar, what do you got going on now that you're back in town?
I am back doing my DJ stuff tomorrow on Soul Archaic's channel.
Nice.
And I want to shout out, we're very, very close to getting to our 300th episode.
Oh, yeah.
And we're kind of working on something maybe a little interesting for that. We're also coming up on 7 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
That's crazy. We're going to have an episode about
That's
the best
wild.
300 games that we've played. It's going to be a great time.
Oh, we barely got to 100. So we have to.
I got my 100. I don't know about you guys. No, it's gonna be great. And Jake, what do you got in the pipeline, sir? If anything.
So I'm gonna do a video on Titanium Court. I'll probably do a what is Titanium Court video just to show people that game, because I don't think it's on a lot of people's radars. But I definitely think it's worth playing for a certain type of gamer. And then I am working on the ranking of Mario. I swear to God I am. But you would not believe the issues I've had trying to record that. It's been I'm used to doing this, the streaming. This is what I'm used to doing. I'm not used to using OBS to record things, and I've had some growing pains, put it that way. But I'm going to get back to it. I'm going to try and find a way to just bank a few of them. So we'll see.
Right. And I'm going to try and get back to Twitch sometime this weekend, and get back to playing Signalis, which is the retro-inspired horror game. It's really good. It's fantastic. You've probably caught me. If you watched the podcast, you've probably seen a couple episodes of that already. And I'm gonna dabble in some more Crimson Desert because it has my soul, and I cannot let it go. I'm absolutely in love with this game, and maybe I'll do a what is a Crimson Desert episode. Maybe I'll follow suit with Jake. I also need to get further in my Sisyphean game because I've played an episode and mine's in VR, and summer is coming, so it's either I don't do it for summer and I do it in the winter. And I do it on December 31st at 11:59 p.m. Try and button that thing up, much like the Chrono Trigger. You've got billions of years to get through this, though. It's been challenging getting all that stuff set up, and it's going to be 84 degrees here on Sunday, and that's Wolf knows. He's got big eyes, but he's also got central air, which I do not have.
Yeah,
so it's going to be challenging to do some VR in the summer here, quickly approaching, but that's fine.
I spun up my Sisyphean as well, which I'm playing on my Commodore 64, the new one.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot how fucking hard old school games are.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Welcome to the classics.
Yeah.
I love the classics.
I'm playing the original Wasteland, so there you go.
Yeah.
There's trainers. Like, you set your own rules, man. Like, play the game how you want to play. If you want to use a trainer or something,
you know, when I get
you are the boss.
When I get to December 31st at 11:59, I'll pull out the trainers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sinistar and I are going to finish the same time.
Yeah.
What was your game?
Yeah, what was my game for Sisyphean? Fuck, I should know this.
Good Lord.
Oh my
We'll have
gosh.
to review. I don't know.
mine was Star Ocean 2 remake.
Yeah, mine is
Galaxy
Half-Life
2.
Alex.
That's what I'm going
That's
with.
what it was. I was going to play Mario Galaxy
Super Mario
2.
Galaxy 2.
Guys, let me tell you how many times I've installed and reinstalled that game. At least a few times this year.
Are you going to gold rank Mario 2 or Super
Gold
Mario
rank.
Galaxy 2?
Is that a
Diamond
thing?
rank?
Are you
Yeah,
playing
Diamond rank.
Galaxy 2 on the Switch 2?
There it is.
So I'm debating whether I try and play it on Dolphin or if I play it on the Switch 2 remaster. I have to figure it out. I've been trying to get Dolphin to work on my desktop, and it works, but it's used to having like a gyro controls, and the control I'm using is kind of wonky. So I might just bite the bullet and pick up the Switch 2 version, but I got to see.
I saw an article this morning that said the Switch 2 version added a chapter to the storybook.
Yeah, that's Nintendo. Leave it to Nintendo to drop a DLC to update like a 30-year-old game. Adding more lore, especially after that Mario movie. It's nuts.
Jesus.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Okay.
all right. Well, we do have a Patreon, guys. Let's not forget to announce that. We have a Patreon, so you are welcome to come, please. If you don't have the means or you don't want to, you are not forced to, but we do have some people that are in our Circus Charles tier and above, and those people will get a shout out every episode. So I'm believing they're still on there. So if not, you get a freebie. But Cthusiast Jeff and Von Beardley, we love you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank
for your
you.
continued support, and
Yes,
everybody
thank you.
else that is even following the Patreon.
Yep.
We appreciate that support as well. It does not have to be monetary. Just Just being there is good enough for us. Being there is also great if you join our Discord. Come and hang out with us. Tell us why Vampire Crawlers is the greatest game, why it is Game of the Year for the year 2026, or why it is trash. We'll have plenty of people tell you you're right, wrong, or indifferent. And we also have Pressby.org still. I don't know why Jake keeps getting that. The meme will not die.
It will never die.
It will never die.
PressBTocancel.com. Come and hang out with us there and catch future episodes. No, catch past episodes. We don't even know what our future episodes are. If you know what they are, please let us know so we can have some shit in the chamber.
Is this like Spaceballs where I can?
It is like Spaceballs. You're watching now. What's happening now is happening now. What happened to then? I can do the whole bit. Now. This is now. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out. And we've been Press B to Cancel. Go pick up Vampire Survivors and Crawlers and join us on another wicked adventure. And we will see you hopefully next week. Until then, have a wonderful